I'm only doing this because you won't leave me alone. Harassment is working, but that's it. That's it. This, no mas. You're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to work. There, it's a treat there. Hey, okay. Meow, meow. This is gonna come jump all over your space for a second. Treats, just letting you know who she is, and you're just gonna have to accept it. Okay. Oh, right here. All right, have at it. Enjoy. Rob, Rob in the building. How you doing, bro? How are you doing today? The panel awaits your answer. Make sure I got everything I need. Potential cafe. Guys downstairs. Go ahead and eat your little treats. You know what I did. You know where I put them. Goofball. Great, Wes. Today I hit 100 likes on my live for the first time. That's amazing, Rob. That is amazing. That's a lot. That's a lot. John Parham in the building. Yo. And then Johnny Ladies Crafts in the building too. Man, let me give you let me hook you up, Johnny. I can't. I'm gonna have to give you some moderation so I can see you better when you walk in the door. You know what I'm saying? I want you blending in with the common folk. Mm-hmm. Good to see y'all, man. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? We in here today. I don't even know what I'm doing other than getting the shop organized, and if I get inspired to do something along the way, I am. But the weather is good. But right this morning it rained, so as soon as this ground starts to dry up a little bit, I'm gonna go out there and y'all see me build a porch today. Um, but that's gonna be probably in about an hour. I'm gonna give myself a good hour in this shop, getting some of this stuff together, or at least getting some ideas for storage organization and whatnot. Because right now it's getting a little crazy, and I like how it's set up in the functionality of everything. But what I do not like is the clutter. Every time I put a new bench in here, a new seat in here, it ends up being a tabletop for useful things, but inappropriate. Griff, how you doing? He said, how's my day going? My day is going great, sir. Thank you. How is your day going? Kevin says, good morning, Mr. West. How are you doing? I'm well. I appreciate everybody's hospitality and friendliness. I am doing great. I hope y'all are too. Let me know if you're not, and we'll build a knife and go handle our business together. Speaking of knife, the little crappy knife that I've always hated, I was able to put it in a box, and all the little pieces that fell off, and I'm not happy about it. But the reason I paused on it is because I couldn't find this. So now that I have two of those, I think I can take that knife back apart, and then I can make new sides for it, like I did with this knife that I'm throwing on the floor, bouncing off the concrete. But Paducah's pretty tough, so worked out good. That's about as cheap a knife as you can get, but it's a slick looking piece of blade now. Anyway, that's what we be doing. Monkeys, how you doing? Griff says, that's good to hear, man. I'm doing well myself. a big fan of your videos. Do you make your necklace? Yeah, yeah. And real soon, I'm gonna make another Wu-Tang, but with a twist. With a twist. This one is going to be a smaller Wu-Tang, and this one, watch watch when I put the water on it, so you guys can so you can see what's really happening with this wood. This is the piece I think I'm going to use for it. Just dipped it in some water just to show you what happens when you put any kind of finish on this. Look how rich that got. Let me show you the smooth side. Is that not magical? That's wood, right? That's wood. But that purple, very feminine, very pretty. I think I'm going to make a woman tang necklace. See, my man woos are like yay big. The she woo is going to be a little smaller. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this. Thank you, Rob. I hope so. A what? I can't tell what that little emoji is. I'm sorry. A what with a woo on it would be fire, John Parham, would you say? You're going to have to spell it. No, man, it can be considered manly. I got a couple beautiful knives like that. Yeah, I I don't knock that. But I do think I don't have a B. Yeah, that could be dope. That could be dope. That's an idea. So here's my thing. I make a lot of like my channel. Truthfully, is probably when I look at my analytics, 92% male on my channel. Like dudes mostly are here, and that's dope. But I don't want to. I don't want to think of. I don't want to neglect the minorities in my channel, and that would be the ladies. And so I've done a couple of pieces for the ladies that were specifically for them. I've done a couple of tools and a couple of pieces of jewelry that were for them, but by a great large, it's been a pretty overwhelming, manly thing over here. But along with this Wu Tang, I did one necklace, right? I got probably a dozen back there. And this is the only one that I did for women so far. And I can do better. I can do better than that. Like exactly 50% of my household are women. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just for the ladies. But here's the thing about the Doom pieces, right? And the Woo piece, right? I always say this. There's a couple things I won't do. I'll never duplicate the same thing. I'll never do the same thing twice the same way. Period. I'm a remodel contractor. I do that for a living. I'll never build the same bathroom twice. I've never built the same kitchen twice. So I'm just that type of person. I don't get any satisfaction from duplication. But I also don't copyright infringe, right? So I can't and I won't sell this piece because that's a copyrighted image, right? As a tribute piece, it's fine. I'll wear it. I'll flex, whatever. Same way for the Wu-Tang, right? I won't sell it because that would mean I'm using their imagery in order to make direct profit off of somebody else's work and logo. And I'm just not that kind of dude. But here's the magic. There's a loophole. I can give away all the free stuff I want. I can give this away, no problem. Doesn't affect anybody adversely at all. Not the family of MF Doom or anything else. So, same with the woo, right? If I give away a tribute necklace, peace. That's no problem. Doesn't violate anything. So, because I do want to make some, I do want to try some new woo stuff now that I got access to this really amazing wood. So I am going to do it. I am going to do some more Wu Tang stuff, but I'm giving them away to the members. Mm-hmm. So, the last thing I need is for Capadonna to hit you for his $50. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if RZA come over here and snatch me up, give it up. He'd be like, "Yo, Sean Mac, give up." I don't want to disrespect RZA. I be doing his accent at home, but I don't want to get beat up. For real, it's a lot of them in the Wu Tang. It's just me over here. My sons ain't big enough to to help yet. But this is speaking of giveaway. This sort of trade, not necessarily giveaway. I got a lot of cool stuff for the wood that I did that I got. So I made this from a guy Echo over there at Eco Wood Crafts as a carver for him because he's dope. And this one, y'all saw this. I did as a carver for him, which was pretty dope. Where am I based out of? I am in Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, on the west side of town. That is so funny. Capadonna coming here and just snatch me up. Georgia oxen. You know what I also was thinking about doing is like some of the Chinese zodiac. I don't like the traditional zodiac symbols and signs and stuff are not particularly cool. You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember the 70s and stuff. People like, hey, I'm a Capricorn. They had a little thing on the little gold chain or whatever. Because I'm a Pisces and I've never seen a cool Pisces anything that I would put on a chain. And this is going to rub some people the wrong way, but I'm going to say it because there's like 12 people in here anyway. Bulldogs Nation. Okay, okay. I ain't mad at you. I got a Georgia Bulldogs plate on the front of my truck right now. So I ain't mad at that, John P. Let me tell you. What happens here is people get wasteful. They throw away too much stuff. Throw away too much stuff. And this could be something cool instead of in a freaking landfill or in a trash barrel or burning in something. You know what I mean? Like that would be a shame if this didn't make it. These two things didn't get built. That would be a shame. Anyway, because I lost my train of thought on whatever the frick I was getting ready to say. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things going out on the giveaway. But one of the things I wanted to do was, I don't know if y'all know about this, but this blade came from a kit. And so did this knife and several other blades that I have. And this knife got completely made. The only thing that came from the kit that was left was a hook. And I completely changed it as well. But in all of these things that I've done, I did them all out of that one kit. I did probably 7 to 10 tools out of that one kit. And I think I made them better tools. And what I think I'm going to do is buy that cheap kit again and make a full complete set. and we're going to be doing some giveaways for that stuff for people that want to get introductory into carving or into woodworking. Um, I'm going to be doing that. And by the way, um, I don't know if they're in there yet, but I did submit some new emojis and stuff for the chats and stuff like that for the members and stuff like that. So if you are a member, check it out and see if it works. Um, it may not be active yet. I just did it like yesterday. Wes, what would you do to take on a trade? Wait, let me reread that. First, let me get Griffin. I've got to head out, Wes. Keep it real. I love your stuff. Thank you, Griffin. I appreciate you coming through and saying that for sure. New Roots Dynamic says, Wes, what would it take on a trade for a marking knife? Something with a little short blade and a skinnier handle. Doing some inlays here soon and need a marking knife for them. You mean like that? No, I've got little hands. I mean, I wear small in most things. I wear the medium on the latex glove just because I keep busting through them, but I'm actually probably a medium. But that is a pretty narrow little marking knife. And this blade came out of one of those kits I was talking about. And it works wonderfully for me. This could be a marking knife in that it is a one-sided bevel on the blade. Also out of that kit, but an upgraded handle and a rehoned blade. But it's based on a marking knife that I did send Eco that he did like, but he also wanted a carver that, like you said, was narrower, a little thinner, which is what this is. You can see it a little better back here. For comparison, let me pull out this X-Acto knife. We all know what the girth of an X-Acto knife is. So you can kind of see comparatively um, what that is. And then the same for that, comparatively, you can see. But one-sided like a marking knife. Same for that one. But I chisel with them. I've been using them because I don't want to send out trash. I want to know that it works. I want to know that the blade holds its edge and all that stuff. I should have put my chat on the ceiling up there. I'm going to do it now. Rob says, not a member. Oh, no problem, Rob. Something like that would be perfect. I have some spare walnut I'd like to use to match the pieces I make. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, New Roots, just send it to me. Send me an email at wesdoesitmail@gmail.com. And we'll swap addresses, and you can also just describe and at length if you'd like about what you'd like to do. You can send photos of the Walmart of the walnut and the pieces that you're doing, and we'll try to do something that's themed that way. For me, it's content. I absolutely will do that. No problem at all. Sending it now. That's what's up. I appreciate it. Like with all the content creators, anybody that wants to kind of swap around, um, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to trade things, upgrade things. Um, for sure. Because as I'm learning, right? I'm trying different tools. I'm trying different methods. I'm building different knives. Foundationally, because I'm learning as I go. And as I learn, um, I film. And sometimes it's successful, and then I end up with something. But you know how that goes. Sometimes it's a dud. I've given up on a couple things on the channel. I don't want to give up on this knife because I I really want to rebuild it now that I found this piece. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Yeah. Let me get this out to my way. Out my way. I'm successfully connected. Oh man, I have my booty to the chat for too long. Sending it now. Dope. Dope. Oh, let me put this right. Yeah. All right, I'm heading out in the shop. Wanted to make sure I got that info to you before I forgot about it. Right on. Right on. Bet that up. And what we're going to do now is start working on this. And I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and test out this tabletop without the vise. I'll go ahead and pull it off. I built this so it should be pretty seamless to pull it off. And it should be pretty seamless to put it back on. All I need is a Phillips head screwdriver or screw gun, which I have laying all over the place. I was going to use the for the sake of speed, but now that I don't see my screw gun in here, then maybe that's not an issue. Maybe I'm just going to grab, I said that a little bit like Jar Jar Binks. Maybe I'm just going to grab. Or should I say like the frickin' Secretary of Health in the country. Okay, no politics, Wes. Everything is fine. Everything is going on. Zween, nice chains, man. Respect that it's homemade. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We were just talking about that this morning. And what we're talking, I'm going to keep yapping about this, y'all. I'm going to be a little redundant today because it's a big deal to me. I get a lot, probably the most comments I get is about this MF Doom piece and that Wu-Tang chain neck piece that I wear. And there's two things that I always say is that I'm not going to duplicate stuff that I've already done. And then I've also said I'm never going to sell anything that's somebody else's intellectual property, like a Wu-Tang logo, without their expressed, authorized, written and or verbal consent. That being said, that does not apply to giveaways, fam. Does not. I can give away all the free Wu-Tang merch I want. And I think I will. I think I will. All right. Woo, just really don't want to give up. All right. We out. We off it. And I'll move that underneath me just in case I need something else to trip on later. But, so, that being said, I'm going to make a couple new Wu-Tang pieces and or other hip-hop inspired chains, etc. neck pieces. And I'm going to give them away to my members. So that means some of this is going to be available real soon. But you're definitely going to have to be a member for the higher end stuff. I've given away so far 8 knives and 9 mallets and 2 sets of earrings and 2 sets of necklaces so far. And we've been on for a year and a month. So that's what we've done so far. So that means at least That one's on, right? Backup microphone. Gosh, that was painful to do. That was a lot of effort. Oh, for this cheap knife. But, how you gonna win if you don't fight the fight? You're not gonna win the first fight you fight. Tell you that much. So here's what we got. We got this thing, this part, these little bearings / washers. Those are the things that'll take to put the knife blade back in. These little things are the spacers in between that we're going to need. And we can remake that if we absolutely need to, or we can at the very least cut these and make them relevant. And we need 3 of those. That's 1, 2. Maybe we can get by with 2. Might have ruined the 3rd. Oh, golly. Oh, so much. Urban Makings, how you doing? How you doing? Did you hang out on this journey of tragedy that I was dealing with just now? So I'm gonna put all these pieces back in that box, safe and secure. Wes is awful, and I'm sorry. So I think my mics both needed charging, and I think I neglected to do that. So I was gonna go ahead and start cutting this in half for this knife. I think what I'm gonna do instead is get my booty to the depot of the homes, grab some wood because I am building a deck and I'd like to get back to it. Now the weather allows me to. So let me go see if I got anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get my job started and then I'm gonna run a depot. And I'll bring y'all with me once I get back to the job, get the truck loaded up, and can actually do some work. Because it's a great day. I don't want to waste it. Um, Not that I'm wasting it with you guys, but I don't want to waste the sunshine without you guys. So I'll see you then. But now I'm gonna take off. I might come back later on tonight and do some stuff. Uh, but man, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Ramon, what it is, what it is, what it is. I was just about to wrap it up and get out of here, man. Um, because I need to really get my butt to the job that I have going. They had a family tragedy, and I was trying to give them some space. Um, but I also don't want them thinking I've abandoned them. So I'm gonna go by there, grab some materials, load up that front porch, and start rebuilding it right there, live, with you and you and you. Yeah. Okay. I'll catch you later. Salute to the makers, Urban Making. Meet Reno with Ramon. I don't know if y'all know each other, but you should. And I'm gonna give you a little time to do that, and then I'm gonna hit that button. Hope I have a good day. You too, Fetty. I hope you have a good day too. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. We're gonna see you later. We're gonna see you later. We're gonna see you later. I'm out. West does it. Peace.